Hi friends, I'm Phoebe. I'm on a music discovery journey and I would like to invite you along for the ride. I am listening to artists that I have heard of before but may not have listened to their music. I'm also listening to artists that I have never heard of before and have had them suggested to me by either you or some friends or whoever. And they can be decades old, brand new, and everything in between. Sulfur are a band that I recently discovered through Century Media Records. They had a new track out called Evermore, and I got to preview that before release. That was really, really cool. And I really enjoyed it. I liked the way it made me feel. I liked that it was quite... It had quite a lot of harsh vocals, but it had some really nice melodic breaks in there too. Now, Sulfur popped up on my social media lately, and they did a teaser of their new track, Wither, literally a couple of days ago. I had to know more about it. Wither, out now, our tribute to those no longer with us. They got me in the first line, lads. We hope you find comfort in it and community of those also grieving. Also, Chase and Ricky split singing duties. Let us know what you think. So I had a listen to the, I think it's like 30 seconds or something of audio. It sounded really cool and definitely a variation from what I'd heard from their previous track, actually. A lot more melodic and quite also enjoyable. It also says in memoriam William Robert, Murray Wilson, Harriet Rubin, Betty Burke, and Michael Ray Tague. This is big because this is a tribute to people that have passed and those that these guys have known. So I really wanted to check this one out properly, not just a quick preview. So I've got the lyrics up. I will get the video up and we will go. I might start and stop. I might listen to it all the way through once and I might then analyse, but we'll see how we feel. It just depends on how I feel, honestly. That's my reaction style.
Hi, Ricky. I just called to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Oh. Oh, that's...
Saying goodbye doesn't make this easier. All I can think about is the boy you left behind. I contemplate all the things I should have said before you left.
Oh no.
Now I'm here with this emptiness and these thoughts filled with regret. Day by day, I watched you slip away. I watched you wither. Yeah, you let the time pass by. Now you're gone before my eyes. Yeah, I watched you wither.
I need to stop there. Fuck. That's so heartbreaking. I really like the melody. I really like the way they harmonise there a bit as well. I like the way it kind of stopped and punched you right in the gut. I like the way they left some voicemails at the start, recordings that are probably really precious memories to them. And holding those close, you still kind of feel sad about what you've lost. Showing the photos of them with the people that have passed, it's really sad. But like nice, precious memories, but it doesn't bring them back. So that's quite heartbreaking. Very powerful already. Very powerful.
It may take a kiss or two for a while of my life, summer, winter, spring, and fall of my life. All I ever will recall of my life is all of my life with you.
Oh. That was so different to anything I've heard by Sulfur, and it was so powerful. I don't even know these people. I feel such huge sadness for their grief. Grief is a really difficult thing that we all have to deal with at certain times of our lives, and nothing prepares you for it, nothing makes it easier. It's one of the hardest things that we have to live with and we have no control over. And it's quite interesting. It's kind of linked to their last track, Evermore, where they were talking about it, basically how things can be out of our control, and having to live in this life when all these things happen around us and we can't stop it. Oh man, I knew it was going to be a sad one as well. I knew it. I just didn't know. Oh my god. Didn't know how much it would get me. I really liked the memories they shared. Kind of bittersweet, isn't it? That they're such precious memories, and I'm sure they probably look back on them with fondness, but there's that gut-wrenching feeling that doesn't bring them back. And having experienced grief so many times throughout life, it's such a hard one. It's one of the hardest things that I deal with, think about, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate. It's not just, this isn't about me, but this is just how I relate. And there's all this feeling that comes with that, feeling of existential dread, feeling of what are we gonna do? What can we do? We can't do anything. How am I gonna live going forward when life is now so different without you in it, and life won't ever be the same? That hit really deep, and I'm sure so many people would relate to it. Wow, we're gonna watch it again if I can get through it. But yeah.
Hi, Ricky. I just called to wish you a Merry Christmas. The weather outside is frightful.
Bless her.
I hope you have a good concert this weekend. If you call me,
Saying goodbye doesn't make this easier. All I can think about is the boy you left behind. I contemplate all the things I should have said before you left. Now I'm here with this emptiness and these thoughts filled with regret.
Oh, I love how that built. I love how there was kind of like almost a whirring at the start, and kind of just that, it's almost like quite a calm build, and then the drums came in, and it was kind of, that was quite powerful, with all the audio of their loved ones starting off wishing Merry Christmas. And some messages saying that they loved them, and just very precious. Looking through the photo album and then looking at these vocals, the vocals that came in at the start as well, they were really, really quite important and quite nice, quite soothing. Saying goodbye doesn't make this any. Saying goodbye doesn't make this easier. All I can think about is the void you left behind. I contemplate all the things I should have said before you left. Now I'm here with this emptiness and these thoughts filled with regret. Pretty much, it's captured what a lot of us will feel. It's like they're at a funeral service. They're saying their goodbyes. I don't know if they're saying the goodbye there doesn't make it easier, or just saying goodbye anyway. Witnessing the death of someone, or understanding the death of someone, it just doesn't make it easier. They leave a void behind. There's emptiness there, and we as humans often think about the things that we didn't say, things we should have said, and regret not doing things, or not spending enough time with people, or not saying something specific. It's all just, it's very kind of plainly worded because it's that powerful. I say plainly worded, like there is a lot of creativity that's gone into this. I'm not saying it's like simple in a way that's not creative. There's hard work that's gone into this, and the lyrics are very poetic, very relatable, and that's huge. So when I say simplicity, I just mean in terms of understanding and being able to read them quite easily. There's no way I would feel like I could interpret that wrong in that sense. I mean, it's possible. Interpretation is open, but yeah, God. I love how it's quite powerful, and then it kind of slows down. Day by day I watched you slip away, I watched you wither, I let the time pass by, now you're gone before my eyes, I watched you wither. As someone approaches death, perhaps they're withering away. And I think that's what that means. I watched you slip away. It's talking about time passing and the demise of somebody. I think I even might have read that somewhere. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to have a look at that later. Bad choice to try and do it now. It's just so powerful. Again, the harmonies in that chorus, it's quite a beautiful song. Lots of feeling.
I wish I could listen to your words that I hold dear.
I wish I could listen to your words that I hold dear, because they're so precious. It says, but when I close my eyes, the silence is all I hear. And I think that's talking about the fact that we know they're gone. We can't hear them physically anymore, at least in the capacity that we want. And then I think I'm alone now, a loss so profound. The garden fades from green to grey. All the colour has been drained as you wither away. I didn't want to interrupt the guitar solo. Like, that was such a satisfying guitar solo in such a sad environment. It sounded super sad. I don't think I've noticed such a sad guitar solo in a song like that. It felt like it cut so deep. But it was so, I want to say nice, but it's just poetic. It was satisfying. They bring in the casket, the coffin, and they're saying their goodbyes. And they're placing roses or flowers on and saying their goodbyes. It's really emotional. It's a really emotional time. And sometimes saying that final goodbye, you do it for closure, but it doesn't necessarily make it easier. For me, I feel like it's trying to understand or accept that this has happened, process it, because sometimes it's all just happening before your eyes and you're going through the motions and you don't want to understand that it's real. And a funeral doesn't necessarily mean, that's the end of it. I mean, it definitely doesn't. It doesn't mean it's the end of it. And it's just part of the process, I feel. That for me it helps to have a funeral for someone, for a process of maybe not closure, but something like that. It doesn't make it easier. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, but I think hopefully some of that makes sense.
Day by day, I watched you slip away. I watched you wither. Yeah, you let your time pass by. Now you're gone before my eyes. Yeah, I watched you
I'll awaken to sleep in your eyes. It may take a kiss or two through all of my life. Summer, winter, spring, and fall of my life. All I ever will recall of my life is all of my life.
Oh, that's so precious. That is so bloody precious. Oh. That's an important one, for sure. Well done to the Sulfur guys for sharing that with people, because that was probably really hard to put that together, but also quite meaningful, and just respect to those that they've lost, and a tribute to those they've lost. God, that's a hard one. I look forward to hearing more of their stuff, because I know they've got some decent stuff out. So please check them out. I'll link everything below, and I'm gonna go and grab some water. Make sure you hydrate. Alright, take care. See you soon for the next one. Bye.